A bill for an act to introduce tax on communication and cable television services has scaled the first reading at the Senate. The introduction of the tax is to replace the 2.2% increase in the value-added tax being planned by the federal government. Now, the bill was sponsored by a former Senate leader, Ali Ndume. Briefing journalists shortly after the first reading of the bill was taken by the Senate, Ndume said the imposition of tax on communication service was a better way of distributing wealth in order not to affect the ordinary people.
You should introduce communication service tax, and people will pay for it, sometimes even not knowing, and government will be able to generate more from that angle. You know the money that service providers are providing, are making out of communication. So that's why I sponsored that bill last time, but it didn't, because of time, and of course, the service providers will oppose that because, and let me add one thing, that yes, we have a government. The tax should be paid by those who can, or who should, or who can afford that tax. Like in Abuja here now, you see so much of properties, if you value them, property tax is not being paid. I'm not paying too. Simply because nobody is paying, nobody asked me to pay, or they are not. Then this communication service tax, and you know that in Africa or Nigeria, for example, the resources is in the hands of the few people. Why don't you tax those few people instead of going to tax the poor man that is just trying to survive? So this is my position, and I think this communication service tax is part of it. Ask those that can afford telephone, 16 million of them. Why do you tax 200 million people? Tax the 60 people that can afford it, and you will get what you want.